Hi, I'm Jeremy Crosby.
And I'm Nick Boucher. We're your hosts for the program that's all about your city, Talking Fitchburg.
Every weekday, we pull together the news, events, and information you need to stay on top of what's happening in the city of Fitchburg.
Find Talking Fitchburg on cable TV, Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and our live stream on the web. Plus, you can find all our headlines and stories on Facebook, YouTube, and our video on demand service. This is your city.
Keep up with Talking Fitchburg and the issues affecting you and your neighbors.
Get connected, Fitchburg. Sign up for Fitchburg Connect, the city's monthly e-newsletter that keeps you informed about all the events, services, and updates that matter to you. Get it in your inbox once a month. Sign up today to get Fitchburg Connect.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the April meeting of the Fitchburg Library Board. I call the meeting to order at 5:31. Public appearances, I don't think we have anything. Approval of minutes of the March meeting. Can I have a motion to approve those minutes?
I'll make that motion.
John, thank you. Any discussion, questions, comments, concerns, corrections, anything for the minutes? Another fine job, Tim.
Right.
Okay, so all in favor say aye.
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 And opposed? Nothing, okay. Financial report, the motion to look at the January financial register and overview.
So moved.
Thank you.
All right, so we're looking at January. I'll run through a couple things in the register first. You'll see a lot of large payments highlighted in yellow. That is typical, very typical for January of any year. So these are mostly coming out of our contract account. So this is an annual contract, so of course they want to be paid early in the year. We'll point out two charges in the 240 account. So that is building repairs. This is not great news. One of them is for Masters for the chiller repair, one of them from Helm. So this was all when the chiller went out, stopped heating last November. We thought this was the extent of the damage, which is bad enough, but we did get another $4,000 bill. So not great, but it is up and running perfectly, so we're happy about that. We'll also see in account 325 some charges for annual conference registration. So that was the Public Library Association. Phil and Lisa and I went to that 2-3 weeks ago now. Really good conference. It was in Minneapolis. They were very happy to have us. Said we were the first big conference that has been there since all of their issues. So yeah, really good. We got a lot out of it. This is the registration that we did early in order to book the hotel rooms. The hotel room bills won't come in until probably April, May? Might be May. Anyway, you'll see that later, but that's all the same conference. Again, on the back, you're going to see some large purchases, the state overdrive pool, so that's what we pay into Libby. And we just do that in January for the whole year.
I have a question on what the heck that is.
So that is, if you check out an ebook through Libby or Overdrive, that's our portion of that whole system. So you'll see there's, the big one is for just the general, that's ebooks and e-audio books. The magazines is separate, and then the Advantage program, that's the Advantage program for South Central. We also put money last December into the Advantage account just for Fitchburg residents. So there's kind of a tiered approach there of putting money in different places. Yeah, I also wanted to point out in account 505, we had two copier lease charges. This is just how it works every year. We have two in January and none in December. That is offset by there is no utility bill in January, but there's, wait, am I saying that backwards? Yeah, we did not get charged for utilities in January. We do pay twice in December. So it's all just trying to like get 12 payments into 1 year. So you're heavy on one end and not on the other. And that's to be expected, so don't be alarmed about that. We did update the fund balance accounts on the overview. One of them needs to be updated again. That endowment is actually up to 127,000. So we're sitting at about 964,000 in our total fund balance. Just a reminder, the first line there, the fund balance is what that's 15% of our operating, and we are not allowed to spend that. That is for true emergencies. Then the assigned fund balance is money that the board can put towards CIP projects. So the projects that we've talked about happening in the next 10 years. And then the endowment is at Madison Community Foundation. We would only take that out in its entirety if we had a big project and we requested it. We did start this year taking out, we're allowed to take out, I think, what the interest income has been. So we took out $4,000 this year to kind of shore up our loss in funds from Dane County. I would also point out that there are some budget amounts that have changed from what you approved the budget to be last, probably September, and that is just due to carryover. So there are certain accounts that if we have money left over at the end of 2025, we could carry over into 2026. There were 4 accounts. We did that in account 240, in account 335, vehicle expense. So we didn't have any expenses with the van, so we were able to carry that forward, which will help in case we have problems. 350, repair and maintenance supplies. And what's this last one? Furniture and operating expenses. We had ordered book carts at the end of last year, well, middle of last year, and they didn't come until February, so we carried the money forward for that. So just in case you have questions about why this doesn't match exactly, it matches. It doesn't match in a good way. There's more money here than we had looked at previously. Otherwise, it's early days, but things look good. Mm-hmm. Any questions about either document?
You'd mentioned the endowment. I'm trying to roll through to find that.
The endowment is just on the overview.
Okay.
So it's just a little yellow.
Go up a little bit. It's going to be in the yellow tab right
Yeah.
there.
Oh, there we are.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
You'll also see there in green is what we anticipate spending on the CIP project. So this year it's the Children's Library project and a little bit for AV equipment for FACTv. I do anticipate that $200,000 probably being less due to donations from the Friends.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay.
So, no questions? Those joining us virtually, no questions? Okay, so we will ask for a vote to approve the overview and financial report, or financial register. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay. Thank you. Unfinished business. I don't know that we have any unfinished business.
Nope.
New business. So I think last meeting, we talked a little bit about this, the post-audit prior year financial report. And that was that just screen after screen after screen of data, statistics and such, right? Or am I thinking a different one? Oh, no,
You think an annual report, I think.
The annual report.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so-
Yeah.
Okay, so we need a motion to approve the post-audit prior year, so this for 2025, which is in your packet. A motion to approve the 2025 post-audit prior year financial report.
I'll make that motion.
John, thank you.
Okay, so this is the end result of all of last year. It's been through audit. Couple of things to mention about this is that we went, Tim and I went through, and anything that we did a budget amendment for, which would be for solar repairs and for utility costs, we trued up the budget amount, so we had to move money essentially from one budget line to the other. On the version of this that Tim and I use, we've got notes in each of those fields so that we can remember from year to year. We can go back and see where we put money, where we took money from. That doesn't show up here on the PDF version, but it does affect sort of the total amount. So again, if you were going to go, I don't know why you would, but if you wanted to go back and compare the budgeted amounts here with what you approved originally, some of them will be a little bit off because of money that was moved. We ended up pretty well in all accounts. We were over a little bit up in the WRS account. That's a finance department budget line. So I don't want to say I'm not taking responsibility for it, but there's nothing that I can do about that. I see we're $5 over in public notices. I'll take that. That's fine. And you'll see that we do have money left over in some places. So we, as you know, had utility problem issues, so we did do budget amendments to move a lot of money in there so that we were not overspent. And we actually had some money left because we had sort of budgeted to be more overspent than we expected, than we ended up being. You'll see in account 387, that's our material expenditure. So that's all the books and materials that we buy for the library. We didn't quite spend that one, which is unusual, but we had a lot of we had a vendor that went out of business in the fall, and so we had to switch a lot of ordering around and cancel a lot of things. So that we hit it as close as we did, I'm really proud of all the staff. That was not an easy recovery. You'll see down here, you'll also see that it looks like we're overspent $5,800 in grant, restricted grant expenditure, but remember, that is money we didn't expect, we didn't budget for, and it has a corresponding revenue account that matches, I think almost, yes, 5,800 exactly. So that is the way that we can take money that we didn't expect and spend it without it making it look like we didn't plan well. So that is standard. If you look, we have in the pink box under the budget, that's what we have left at the end of the year, $69,880. So that is what goes into fund balance. To complicate matters, then you see that we spent $138,000 on CIP projects. So we didn't really spend $138 because we had $70,000 left over. So this all gets mixed together and approved by finance and put into that's what we went over in the January finance report for what we have for fund balance.
Yep.
So I feel like we're talking about that a little bit backwards, but that's how it goes. So yeah, I'm happy with this. I'm happy how it turned out. I'm not happy about the utility part of it, and I think we all knew that all the way through the year, and that we're probably in kind of the same boat this year, but not as drastically. So something that we are still looking to correct. Any questions or concerns? Okay.
Doesn't look like it, so ask for a vote of approval of the post-audit prior year financial report. All in favor say aye.
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 Okay. President report, two things. At this point, it looks like I will be out of town for the May meeting. So Rachel, if you would kind of count on leading that. I will try to join by Zoom, but we'll see where I'm at as far as accessibility. Otherwise, we'll work with you. If you have any questions prior to, I'll be around till like the 16th of May. So just reach out to me by email or something. We can get together and talk about things. But then I think, and I don't know if this is new business or where we go with it, but I've got it on my notes here. I didn't think about it until just earlier today, but we had a, what do you call it, officer candidate nomination committee.
Nominating committee, yep.
Nominating committee. So do we have, does the nominating committee have a list of candidates for next year? Because we need to vote on that.
Not tonight.
Not tonight?
That's in May.
Oh, that's it? Oh,
Yep.
Okay, that is.
Yep.
All right.
And it will be under new, an action item.
Okay.
New business.
All right.
Yep.
So we can just hold off on that then.
Yes.
All right, then we'll go to director report.
All right. If you take a look at the statistics, Tim reworked this a little bit after the discussion that we had last month. And so we took out a couple of columns, but then added in so we could compare year-to-date for 25 and 26. So in other words, you can see where we were at exactly this time last year compared to where we are this year. If that's helpful, we're going to keep it this way.
Yeah, I like this.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, it gives you kind of an idea. I will say there are always going to be things that are different. We had a snow closure in March that we didn't have last year, so like it's not ever going to be exactly, like we don't expect it to be exactly matching, but I think it's good to keep an eye on. I like this way of looking at it. And I don't think there was anything remarkable about March. I continue to be confused about the wireless sessions. That's nothing new. Yeah, things look good. All right.
A couple things are in the top blue section.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're lagging a little bit behind, but now you did say some that could be weather-related,
Yeah.
some of that.
It's surprising how much a one-day closure. Also, depending on how the days of the week follow, we don't do as much circulating on Sunday. So, yeah, there are a number of things that can kind of affect that. I don't think anything is off enough.
Yeah, things look pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, facilities. I mentioned the HVAC repairs. So, just to keep everybody on the same page, we budgeted $5,000 for repairs this year, knowing that it was woefully underfunded. And we did a budget amendment, so we actually have $12,850 in that account. We have already spent $10,536. Almost entirely on the HVAC system, although I think pest control comes in there too, so we've paid some of that. We've also just recently noticed that the key card swipe on the front door on Lacey Road is no longer working, so we're going to have to repair that. We'll see how it goes. But just want to keep you sort of in the loop about where we are there. I also got a fairly disturbing email about Arch Electric quoting more repairs to the solar array to the tune of $9,000, to which I just had to say, like, we don't have it, we're not doing it. That has been passed over to the city administration to see if it's something that they're interested in funding or following up on. All of the arrays are working, but the one that they did all of the plugging in work for last year is minimally functional, I guess. So, I don't know. I feel like I've kind of removed us from it because we don't have the money for it. And I know everybody tells me that we benefit from it greatly, but I don't know that I really see that in our bills. So we'll see. I wish it was working. If we had a magic wand, I would fix it. But I don't think that we can go into debt for it. So I think, also the Children's Library Project, we had our first meeting with Bachman to talk about that. It went really well. It was with the managers. It was kind of library staff that aren't youth, kind of all mushed together. But a lot of really good ideas. They brought us visuals to look at. And we're really just trying to, I think, read from us what we were interested in, what we think would work, what our concerns are, how we can make things better in the children's department. So we've got 2 more of those meetings coming up. We've got one next week with the youth department, and then I think 2 weeks after that with 2 of our board members and 2 of our Friends board members. So they will take all of that information back and I think start to do preliminary drawings. It looks preliminarily like nature is going to be our theme. So I think that fits really well with Fitchburg. So happy with how that is going. That is everything I have for facilities. Personnel, we have a library assistant.
Wendy?
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yep.
Did I forward you contact information
You did,
for the
thank you.
children library? Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Yes. I will pass that along to
I
Bachman.
don't remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for that. Personnel, we have an LA1 posted right now, and we are about to post for our summer outreach assistants. So that's all pretty normal. Strategic planning, no update. We have been very focused on the migration, so we have been down all week with LinkCat. That is going okay. Patrons are mostly understanding. We were closed yesterday for training. Training went well. I think everybody is a little bit stressed about this. And I think we're just kind of at the point of this project where we want to just yank the Band-Aid off and be done with it. So we think we might be going live tomorrow, if not tomorrow, Friday. And we are just hoping for the best and hoping that the public will be very patient with us as we figure out the new system. Oh, and I wanted to remind you that we do have a May in-service. We decided to keep that even though we were going to be closed yesterday for training so that we're going to do training on boundary setting. And then I think some brainstorming around the Find It at Fitchburg campaign that we're hoping to launch as part of strategic planning this year. So that is on Wednesday, May the 6th, will be closed. Last thing, we had our first program at Hostahoche. Up at Traceway, so that's the new community center that was built. Minda was up there on Monday afternoon, and it was adorable. I dropped by to see how things were going, and it was a lot of little ones. So they were on the floor playing. She had different tables set up and music playing. It's a lovely facility. I think it'll be really nice to use it. She's planning to use it for some summer pop-up libraries. And I think it's going to be great. We've really struggled with a place to be in that neighborhood that wasn't weather dependent. So yeah, very happy with how that went. Minda was great. She was bringing people in. She was on the floor playing blocks with the little ones. It was adorable. So happy with how that went. And that is all for me.
Wendy, the email I got from you the other day about the change in procedure for approving.
Yes, we should tell everybody about that.
Yeah.
So the council last night, as Logan knows, approved a bunch of changes to both, I think, procedures and what's the word I'm looking for?
Procurement and purchasing.
Yeah.
All the Ps.
Some ordinances that had to be changed. So the change, and I emailed Mariah and Ken about this earlier today. We can now approve. I can approve purchases for the library up to $10,000. It's previously been $5,000. So then between $10,000 and $25,000, I'll get Mariah's approval, and over $25,000, it still comes to the whole board. But I think that will speed things up. We don't have a ton of those, so I mean, it will certainly be better for other public works for sure. It does a lot of that. A couple of other changes I think in there about. We weren't affected by most of them, but there were a couple of things in there that I think will be helpful. It will, I think, help Tim with purchasing materials. So it'll work with some of our vendors and not others, but I think that we can probably start making payments of like $9,000 to some of the vendors, which will cut down on the number of actual transactions, which makes it easier to code. So that's all good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we're very happy that went through. So thank you, Logan, because you were part of that.
Oh, yes. Well, thank you.
Yeah. The general gist is that the council for, not the library board, but for all the other parts of the city government, the council approves the budget. In here, we approve the budget, and the council does what we need to do about that. That's the technical way of describing that. But the thought is that when we already have approved the budget, if money's not moving from one account to the other, we've already essentially said we're good to go and spend that money on these things, with the recognition that if money needs to move accounts, that we need to, that may be when we need to look a little bit more closely. Also some recognition of just changing technologies. For example, not needing to put some notices in the Fitchburg or in the Wisconsin State Journal for contracts for RFPs and things. We can put that on our website, which I think is estimated to save us a whole $200 citywide. But when we have $46 left in the city budget last year, I'll take an extra $200.
Well, and staff time also.
Yes, that was the other big one.
Yeah.
And we had said, too, while we're on that subject, that even when there are items that are no longer required to still come before the library board or any other organization, it would still be great to elevate them for staff, from staff to the good of the room, for folks who are watching the meetings, for those of us who are on the council to be able to share with the community, et cetera, so people know what's going on a little bit more, even if it's not required. So the example I gave at council last night was the purchase and the spring tree planting. So we are planting 263 trees this year, this spring, just from that project. And those are things that people care about. So I got the list of all 263, and if anyone's interested, if there's one going in your front yard, email me after the meeting. But not required to come before us anymore, but those types of things are still of public interest.
Yeah,
So,
yep. I feel like it's just streamlining the process on the back end. I think finance will save a ton of time.
yeah, a balance between transparency and efficiency.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, thank you. Anything else? I don't think so, seeing nothing. We will move for adjournment of
Wait,
this meeting with the notice of next meeting being May 20th here in the conference room at 5:30 on May 20th. Move for adjournment.
All right. I will make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you. Thanks for joining us.
Excellent, thank you.
Thanks.